Modern wars no longer begin with tanks crossing borders or soldiers advancing across open land. Instead, they begin silently, often hundreds or even thousands of kilometers away in the sky. Missiles, drones, and rockets now arrive long before ground forces move. This shift has changed how wars are fought, how countries plan their defenses, and how victory itself is defined. In recent years, conflicts around the world have shown a clear pattern. The side that can protect its cities, its military bases, and its critical infrastructure from aerial attacks gains a powerful advantage. Without this protection, even the strongest armies can be slowly weakened, not on the battlefield, but at home. This is why air defense has become one of the most important weapons of modern warfare. It is no longer just a supporting system. It is now central to national survival during war. From Ukraine to the Middle East, from the Red Sea to East Asia, air defense systems are shaping outcomes in ways that were almost unthinkable just 2 decades ago. This video explains why air defense matters more than ever, how modern threats have changed its role, and why future wars may be decided not by who has the biggest army, but by who can best defend the sky. For most of modern military history, air defense played a limited role. During World War II, air defense focused mainly on anti-aircraft guns. These weapons were designed to shoot down slow-moving bombers flying at predictable altitudes. While they could cause damage, they were rarely decisive on their own. During the Cold War, air defense became more advanced. Radar systems, surface-to-air missiles, and early warning networks were developed to counter strategic bombers and later ballistic missiles. However, these systems were extremely expensive and were mainly designed to prevent nuclear attacks, not conventional warfare. At the same time, air power itself became dominant. Countries invested heavily in fighter jets, bombers, and precision-guided munitions. The assumption was simple: control the air, and you control the battlefield. Air defense was seen as important, but secondary. This belief held for many years. In conflicts like the Gulf War, NATO's campaigns in the Balkans, and the invasion of Iraq, advanced air forces quickly destroyed enemy air defenses and gained air superiority. Once that happened, the outcome of the war was largely decided, but this balance began to change in the last decade. New technologies, especially drones and long-range missiles, started to appear in large numbers. These weapons were cheaper, harder to detect, and easier to produce. Suddenly, the sky became crowded with threats that traditional air defense systems were not designed to handle in large quantities. This marked the beginning of a new era. Today's battlefield is filled with a wide range of aerial threats. These include cruise missiles, ballistic missiles, loitering munitions, and various types of drones. Each of these weapons presents a different challenge for air defense systems. Unlike traditional aircraft, drones can fly low, slow, and unpredictably. Many are small, have weak radar signatures, and can be launched in large numbers. Some are used for reconnaissance, while others carry explosives and act as one-way attack weapons. Missiles, on the other hand, are faster and often harder to intercept. Ballistic missiles follow high-speed trajectories, giving defenders only minutes, sometimes seconds, to react. Cruise missiles fly low and can maneuver around terrain, avoiding radar detection. What makes this situation even more complex is the combination of these weapons. Modern attacks often involve multiple systems launched simultaneously. Drones may be used to overwhelm defenses, while missiles target key infrastructure. Once air defense systems are distracted or depleted, this layered threat environment has forced militaries to rethink their entire defensive strategy. Air defense is no longer about stopping a few high-value targets. It is about surviving sustained pressure over time. The war in Ukraine has made this reality clear to the entire world. Air defense is not just about intercepting weapons. It is about logistics, economics, and sustainability. Every interceptor missile costs money. In many cases, defending missiles are far more expensive than the weapons they are designed to stop. A single advanced surface-to-air missile can cost hundreds of thousands or even millions of dollars. Meanwhile, an attacking drone may cost only a few thousand. This creates a serious imbalance. If an attacker can force a defender to use expensive interceptors against cheap targets, the defender's resources can be slowly drained. This is not a technical failure. It is a strategic one. Air defense systems also require constant maintenance, trained operators, radar coverage, and secure supply chains. Missiles must be produced, transported, stored, and replaced. In a prolonged conflict, this becomes a major challenge. Another issue is coverage. No country can defend everything. Air defense systems protect priority targets, cities, power plants, military bases, command centers. Less critical areas remain vulnerable. Attackers can exploit these gaps to create psychological pressure and economic damage. This means air defense planning is always about trade-offs. Defending one area often means leaving another exposed. These decisions shape how a war is fought and how societies experience it. In modern conflicts, air defense is no longer just a military system. It is a national system. The growing importance of air defense has global consequences. Countries around the world are closely studying recent conflicts to understand what works and what does not. One clear lesson is that air defense cannot be centralized. Large, static systems are vulnerable to targeted attacks. Instead, modern defenses must be layered, mobile, and integrated across different platforms. Another lesson is the importance of cooperation. No single system can handle all threats. Short-range defenses, medium-range systems, and long-range interceptors must work together. This requires advanced command and control networks and real-time data sharing. For alliances like NATO, air defense has become a central issue. Protecting member states from missile and drone attacks requires coordinated planning and shared resources. This has led to renewed investment in joint air defense initiatives. Outside Europe, countries in Asia and the Middle East are also adapting. The spread of missile and drone technology means that air defense is now a priority even for nations that previously focused on offensive capabilities. This shift is changing global military spending, research priorities, and strategic thinking. Looking ahead, air defense will become even more important. Future conflicts are likely to involve larger numbers of autonomous systems, artificial intelligence, and coordinated attacks across multiple domains. Experts expect that future air defense systems will rely more on automation and lower-cost interceptors. Directed energy weapons, such as lasers, are being developed to counter drones at a lower cost per shot. Electronic warfare will also play a bigger role, disrupting guidance systems and communication. Links may become as important as physical interception. However, no defense will ever be perfect. The goal is not total protection, but resilience. Countries that can absorb attacks, repair damage quickly, and maintain public confidence will have a major advantage. In this sense, air defense is not about winning wars outright. It is about preventing defeat. Air defense has moved from the background to the center of modern warfare. It shapes how wars begin, how they are sustained, and how societies experience them. In a world where the sky is filled with threats, controlling the air is no longer enough. Defending it has become just as important. The lessons of recent conflicts are clear. Nations that fail to adapt will face growing vulnerability, not just on the battlefield, but at home. Those that invest wisely in air defense, integration, and resilience will be better prepared for the wars of the future. In modern war, survival often depends not on how hard you can strike, but on how well you can endure.